Wowie, wowie, baby wants mommy.
Lil Nas X, professionally known as Mr. X, is more than anything the greatest viral marketer to have ever lived, going from a Nicki Minaj stan account to a Zaxby's employee to an international pop superstar who has redefined the landscape in his image. Someone who's hopped into the proverbial cage with the roided Brock Lesnar, or just Brock Lesnar, to grab the bag that was so rightfully his. And unlike most kids you met in high school who thought they were going to be the next Ariana, instead they just ended up flipping burgers, he actually became Ariana. Now, you're going to have to forgive me for a minute for talking about recent history like I'm some Roman scribe, but Nas's trajectory has been like a bullet from the starting pistol at a Kentucky Derby since she casually dropped the Bible of songs, Old Town Road. You see what I did there? Kentucky Derby. Old Town Road. You know, like horses.
It's fucking 2:17 as I write this, okay, man? Just fucking don't get on my ass.
While Lil Nas has dropped music before, having a 2018 mixtape by the name Nazarati, which he references on the new album, which has basically been wiped off any official outlets except for fucking DatPiff, where you could probably find all the text lost in the Library of Alexandria if you just looked a little hard enough. Skimming through some of it because you think I'm really going to listen to it, it's fine. It's whatever. Not the worst, but to say it showed Lil Nas' potential would be lying to you, boldface. But this Nazarati era didn't last long after the Quran of singles Old Town Road was released, a song with as much lore as middle school girls' Harry Potter fanfic, and as many offshoots, remixes, and mutations you could almost call it a SARS virus. And let's all be honest here, none of us really thought Lil Nas was going to get as far as he did. He was going to be a one-hit wonder who'd lived through having his song played in elementary school cafeterias and, ironically, at rodeos and cookouts, and he would fade into obscurity and have his 5 seconds of fame that would far outlast him. Because, come on, God bless Billy Ray Cyrus and his achy breaky heart, but when you're 90s one-hit wonder who is best known for being the seed of Hannah Montana and the girl who dated Lil Xan is your premium feature on your rap song about sipping lean on horses, I don't think I'm stupid for putting my money on your downfall. But Lil Nas X is a reminder of why it feels good to be wrong, and why it's not so good to lose the significant sums of money to Chechen crime lords.
Ty pistolety szkoda. Coś ty zależy.
No one is to blame for thinking the road of the one-hit wonder was the only available route for Lil Nas X, as it's pretty much the only one we've been conditioned to as a culture to see for artists like him. But the age of the internet has proven everything is fucking bullshit, and actually, reality is a lie. And Lil Nas engaged in a marketing blitzkrieg the likes of which have never been seen, releasing 5 official remixes featuring 5 different artists in the span of what only felt like a few weeks at the time, pushing not only the original song but all their remixes heavily on the still relatively new platform of TikTok, boosting the track into not just meme stardom but a small movement. He's extremely active on Twitter, and the whole time he's engaging with his audience and the content they create with his art, aiding in the fact he seems to be a chill dude who's very much up to date with the new hip trends the kids are into. Like all this topping and bottoming that people talk about, as well as abusing horse tranquilizers, a very popular activity for all the little shindigs we get at the ice cream parlor. And Mr. Nas X had the insight to quickly get out another track, Panini, which isn't half bad either, where he does the same exact blitz as he did before, a DaBaby remix, flashy high-budget music video, and of course using TikTok and Twitter to send the song and the video into a meme stratosphere, a Cardi B feature on Rodeo, and the actual Nas remix of the track, staying on his constant marketing creative grind for what seems to be months on end with almost no let-up, until he finally drops his EP, 7, and it's fine. At this point, I was less skeptical, but still not completely dissuaded from the idea that this was all some fluke. One-hit wonders can still make a few big hits. Look at Fetty Wap. But Nas refused to stay silent. He's still very active on social media and constantly sharing snippets from his own songs, which still propel into memes online, keeping all eyes on him all times for when he finally drops the real song. He drops Holiday, which I don't find to be too interesting a track, but when he says, bad as Michael Jackson, you best believe I'm giving my best, because, while it may seem like I'm trying to sum up Lil Nas' success to solely the veracity of his marketing and self-promotion, at the end of the day, the guy makes good songs, which really showed in the moment I realized Lil Nas was here to stay, Call Me By Your Name / Montero, because it's a good song. a really fucking good song. The flamenco guitars and rhythms already give it a strong identity compared to the more tropical and Caribbean sounds you'll be hearing in pop lately, as well as having this big fat ass chorus that is infinitely replayable, and it's really fucking gay. Like, yeah, the title of the song is named after the movie with the straight cannibal who plays a gay teen, but in the music video, he kisses a snake, and that's like a metaphor for penis, which is gay. Oh, and on the subject of that music video there, Lil Nas X also casually caused a second satanic panic because he did a lap dance with Satan, which is probably a Metallica lyric somewhere or a really sexy death metal cover. A brief cultural panic ensued that was really fucking funny, and slightly concerning because it exposed how many people actually believe in demons, but Lil Nas responded to it perfectly by dragging everyone getting on his ass and telling resident Twitter Nazi and pants shitter Caitlyn Bennett that he fucked her dad, and she also, a fun fact about this, shit her pants. It was a fun week to be on the internet. I enjoyed my time on there. But I digress. Lil Nas dropped a few more singles, music videos, and okay, I don't like off topic, those really high quality lyric videos, like the official lyric video. I don't know why they put so much effort into those lately, because they're just for the lyrics, bro. Like, I wish they would just do like them 2009, like, I'm paralyzed, but I will be stuck on you, where it's like aerial text over black text with like a fade in and a fade out. Like, I just kind of wish this is what they still did, but now they're giving you like a whole animated music video, essentially. Like that started with like EXO Tour Life. I don't know what that was. Anyways, Industry Baby with Jack. I used to be bricked up watching that shit, Harlow, culminating in the release of his debut album, and after 3 pages of script, I get to talk about Montero.
No. Not till after we get some sleep. Good night. Oh, shit. Not the poppers again.
I've already talked briefly on Call Me By Your Name, the opener of this album, but I'll make a quick critique saying after multiple listens, I felt like something was off. I went to the music, I felt like something was off. I went to the McDonald's employee, and I said, well, where is my fish fillet? And to understand what this leftist told me, he told me, well, sir, due to the current shortages, there will be no fish fillet. I looked at him, and I said, damn you, Biden. I turned quickly from a Tucker Carlson impression to just Jordan Peters. Hello, damn you, Joe Biden. Fuck you. I've already talked briefly on Call Me By Your Name, but I'll make a quick critique saying after multiple listens I felt like something was off. I went to the music video and I realized that there was an entire violin breakdown near the end of the song before the final chorus, which is just completely gutted from the album mix, which I thought gave the track a fuller resolution than just skipping straight to the final chorus, but hey, what am I supposed to do? Watch a lap dance just so I can get a violin? Don't answer that. The opening part of this album is a pretty high-energy affair, with Call Me By Your Name transitioning to the maybe less bombastic, but still up-tempo, certainly Dead Right Now, which has these infectious horn melodies and choir vocals backing up Lil Nas' voice, giving the first of many personal bars on the song about his rise to fame, talking about his struggles before he hit it big with Old Town Road, of his abandoning of education and his pursuit of fame, which created a rift between him and his father, as well a later verse about his complicated relationship with his mother and her addictions, as well as taking aim at his detractors in general and those who doubted him as being dead right now. After this, Dead Right Now may as well be your elevator pitch for the album. Big choruses, personal talk about fame, and solid, pretty diverse pop production. However, it doesn't do much to dissuade many of Nas's weaknesses. He can certainly ride a beat and deliver a chorus, but to say he is a particularly impressive singer or a rapper on his own, I wouldn't say he is. He's generally pretty gravelly and nasally singing voice of call me when you want, call me when you need, call me in the morning and I'll be on the way. Yeah, like when I say it I look like an asshole, but when he does it it's a banger. While efficient for what it is, by no means annoying, it still leaves much to be desired in both of those departments. Moving to the next track, Industry Baby, those horns off Dead Right Now stay, returning with a vengeance, coming to the forefront of the beat with this triumphant melody, lyrically being a reaction to Dead Right Now in a way, finding Lil Nas flexing his success to his doubters of the previous track, with a great feature from Jack
Nobody's shaking.
Harlow, creating probably one of the best radio hits from this year. With these opening 3 tracks over, you can kind of get Lil Nas' general thesis statement about the album, that the album named after him is about him. And it's also that Lil Nas loves fame, and I don't mean that in a condescending way by any means. While we often hear the horrors of fame and what it does, considering everything about any of the following artists' lives, it makes you ask why anyone makes anything if all it does to you is destroy everything you care about. So, the way Lil Nas has treated his fame almost makes me want to abandon this music review racket and start up a family vlogging channel, because the way Lil Nas basks in the light of fame makes him look like almost untouchable, considering almost every controversy he's faced has seemed to slide off of him. Following track, What I Want, is a homosexual banger. An aggressive acoustic guitar and staccato synth counter melodies and backing vocals create one of the most instrumentally interesting tracks on the album, with Lil Nas belting out his vocals for the most impassioned performance on the album. A track about craving love in a COVID time, which I can only imagine is going to resonate heavily with people right now. There isn't much for me to say about Scoop. Verses are generally fine, but honestly, I just don't like the chorus, which I know I'm a minority on, but I don't know, it just feels that after all these massive choruses thus far in the album that Nas has written, just repeating "scoop" is a bit of a cop-out. And while the verses again are solid for a get on that grind set and work on yourself anthem, the feature from Doja going into a Nazi chat room calling yourself the N-word while you masturbate, cat, is pretty short and dry. I'm not going to use the word dry. Limp? Nah, that's still bad. You guys get the point, though. Really, underperforming features can be cited across the album. Elton John's presence is minimal on One of Me. I think he just plays some backing pianos, and while they're nice, that song's a bit of a mastering mess, mixing mess, whatever alliteration gets you off. And I guess especially compared to, what's the other song? Pink Phantom from that Gorillaz album this year, or was it last year? I don't remember. Honestly, just really, considering he took up vocal duties on that feature, harmonizing with Black and all that on the song, I understand different songs, but I just wish he took up more of a mantle in that regard, just to bring something extra to that. You also have a Dollar Time Slime with Megan Thee Stallion, where her feature just feels like it flies by, even though I feel like she could have gone on for another verse. And man, Miley Cyrus' appearance near the end of the album for the final track, Am I Dreaming, is solid though. Moving on to Lost in the Citadel, which shows Nas embracing some very clean pop punk and synth pop, showing another solid hook, as well as following track Dollar Time Slime, which brings back those horn melodies, which, what's with 2021 and horns? Like, if I had a nickel for every 2021 hip-hop infused pop album with an emphasis on horns, I'd have 2 nickels, which, you know.
Isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Tales of Dominica, another deep cuts on here, is about to start when the album smooths out into a mellower affair with a greater focus on Lil Nas' feels and his retrospection, talking about a lot of his self-doubt and anxiety, as well as the imposter syndrome that comes with the position he now holds in the industry. Again, Lil Nas makes fame look good, still doesn't mean it's good. Single Sun Goes Down continues the trend of the mellow guitar-led tracks, also ending with an introduction of a string section, as well as Tales of Dominica, to help fill out the mix just a little bit. Lil Nas discusses more of his insecurity about his appearance and race, as well as his previous inability to come to terms with his homosexuality. And The Void seems to sum up sort of all of these feelings as the climax of the album, because, well, it's by far the longest track on here, at 5 minutes, while everything's about a brisk 2, maybe 1.5. But I would say it's instrumentally really similar to the previous 2 tracks. Same mellow, reverberated guitars, introducing these strings as layering about halfway through the track. It's an enjoyable song, but it does drag on longer than it needs to, and its place in the track list doesn't do it any favors. Fucking cars. There isn't much to say about track Don't Want It other than that it's a return to the large trap bangers at the start of the album, but maybe due to its fade and start and dedicating some time to a sound collage near the beginning of the song, the track feels like it breezes by without really going anywhere or having any momentum of its own. Penultimate track, Life After Salem, is a despondent affair, with what I take as some grunge influences on it, which wouldn't be new a place for Nas considering that time he accidentally interpolated In Bloom. If I had to choose a second favorite non-single track, I'd likely have it be this one. Like I said, it's a despondent and methodical track with these rattling guitar chords repeating over the whole thing, leaving the whole thing feeling as it's ready to burst in a moment, where Nas is able to deliver that release of tension with a notably great vocal performance, which really could have been from a later grunge record listening to it, with Lil Nas talking about some former lover who has broken him down emotionally, changing in ways he can't keep up with, making the impassioned cry of, "What do you want from me?" with the chorus following up with the guitar solo, something you really don't hear in pop songs all that often anymore, adding just that extra flavor to bring everything together. Final track, Am I Dreaming, returns to the mellow acoustic sound, with Miley Cyrus hot off the heels of a actually pretty good record I'd say you should go check out, giving a nice verse and strong backing vocals. The track Muse is about legacy, but I feel it may be too broad in its ambitions and too short to really develop that idea, but overall though I do say it's a strong ending to the album. Overall, Lil Nas X impresses with his first studio outing, a proud statement about the struggles and anxiety of success, but as well as the joy of it, showing him to be one of the most diverse voices in pop at the moment. And just because there's a high chance he may be actually watching this right now, please, Mr. Montero, send me a picture of your butt pressed up against a shower window. Here's my @ on Twitter. DMs are always open. Thank you. Good night.